I can't stress this enough. Buy a Mini Cooper. You'll love them. Hey everyone, I'm the Miniac, and what was I going to do today? I remember I was going to be reviewing something. Oh yeah! This orange traffic cone. I'm just kidding. Today I'm reviewing a 2019 Mini Cooper S, and here it is. It's in Solaris orange with a white roof. There are those awesome xenon or LED headlights, blackjack accents, black wheels of course, and of course those wonderful Union Jack taillights that everyone wants. They've also done the new badges. Has park distance control. And inside, manual transmission, of course. This really cool houndstooth interior. Inside, we have the display here with all your different settings. Turn this dial, and you can pick your music, all your presets. My Mini, so let's see here, vehicle settings. Go through and change your lighting. You could change the interior lighting if you wanted. Lots of different options here. So speed warnings, you can do green mode, and so forth. Down here is the sport toggle switch as well. This is the start button as well to stop and start the car. This car has looks like it has a USB port down there. Multifunction steering wheel, and it's leather wrapped, so it's really nice. Easy to read fuel gauge. This was something handed over from the 2018 models. Panorama sunroof. And it has a light up dash that's a Union Jack, but I don't think it's lit up. Let's see if we can get this thing to work. So let's see here. My Mini, vehicle settings, lighting, interior, ambient. Oh, just turn the brightness. No? I don't think this is one of those vehicles. So this might just be a really cool trim panel, but it's not lit up in this one. Oh well. Does have Harman Kardon, which is nice. And if we turn this off because we're low on fuel, and we go to the engine, we have the 2.0 liter twin power turbo 4-cylinder, putting out about 195 horsepower, give or take. This one looks like it has adjustable damper suspension as well. I don't know for sure though. Probably doesn't. Also has the piano black trim around the headlights and around the grille and around these little snorkels down here. So, some of you out there might have noticed I changed my clothes. That's because I am filming on a different day. I wanted to do a driving portion of this video, and it was just too incredibly hot the last time I did it, so I figured I would come back and do it. Anyway, we're going to go for a drive. So they haven't really done many changes to the 2019s, although some of the engine and transmission stuff will be coming out later this year. So stay tuned for that. But we're going to take this for a spin, just to have a little fun. And they've actually improved the ride quality of these cars significantly between the generations. This car drives more like a BMW than the previous two generations did. The previous two were very go-kart, very stiff. They've softened the suspension feel up, which isn't necessarily a terrible thing, though I know some people complain that it doesn't have the same feel as the original Minis. So we're going to get onto the highway and see how this thing hauls. And it hauls very well. This is an incredibly fast car, and I am now not going over the speed limit. No, I'm not going over the speed limit at all, I swear. This has a lot of get up and go. Minis have a lot of get up and go because of the way they're designed. So they're good little cars. They're peppy, they're nimble, they're well built, and especially the new modern ones, they're built very, very well. I mean, they're just really great little cars now. How does this compare to other small cars, say like the Fiats or some other brands out there? You may be spending a lot of money for a small car like this, but you're getting a $34,000, $35,000 car. You're getting your money's worth out of one of these cars, and they're very fun to drive. They're very twitchy and all those good things that we love when we drive a Mini Cooper. Everything's easy to reach in this car. I am in mid mode right now, which is probably why I'm not enjoying this nearly as much. So we're going to flip this into sport mode. Oh, there we go. There it is. Yep, this will get you in so much trouble. Oh boy, would this get you in trouble. This is just a blast to drive. And it's, well, you can outrun almost any of these cars on the road. Not that you should. Bear in mind, I don't recommend outrunning people. I don't recommend racing. I don't recommend street racing. I know people do it. I don't encourage it. If you're going to race, take it out to the track. What would make this even better would be the dynamic damper control in this car, the dynamic suspension system. It is the smoothest suspension I have ever felt in a Mini. It's just so soft. It's like you go over a speed bump and you barely feel it. It's just incredible. Needs a little more horsepower. I'm thinking this car would be ideal with the JCW Pro exhaust. Give it a little more crack and popple and burble out of the tailpipe. And a Dynon Elite tune. That's about $1,000. The dealership can install it. That gives you about 30, 40 extra horsepower. So this car is about 195 horsepower. So that puts you at about 235, 245 horsepower out of this car, which would be fantastic. That's about where my Manic-tuned Clubman is at, about 245 or so. That's pretty good for these cars. So this car gets probably about 28, 29 mpg, close to 30 actually, which is not bad for one of these cars. The turbo cars are known for fuel economy. 0 to 60 times in these cars, they're about 5.8 seconds, maybe 5.2. I'm not exactly sure on that, so don't quote me. But they're incredibly quick. The John Cooper Works is naturally more quick, but they're pretty fast little cars. This one is just great. I love this car. If I hadn't bought my Clubman and if I had the money to do it, I probably would have bought this one. I like the color. I'm still kind of partial to the emerald gray. I think that's a really neat color. But the Solaris orange one would be fun to have. And it's a very polarizing color. It really stands out. It's a very nice shade of orange. It's far better than the volcanic orange, which was really just yellow, that everyone either loved or hated. It was the basic color. But this is just fun. It's sitting out in front of the Mini dealership. It is for sale, $34,000, $35,000, somewhere around there. And you can have this car, and they'll even spec it out any way you want it. If you don't want this one, but you want the color, anything you want. If you want certain options, they can do that as well. They're pretty much endless still, even with this car. Yes, this is the signature trim car, so they started this whole tiered thing with their trim levels, and I'm not a fan of it. But it is what it is. I mean, you get a lot for the money. Oh boy. Good thing I don't make a lot of money. Nothing's better than the John Cooper Works. It's a great car. But if you don't want a 228, 230 horsepower John Cooper Works, this is the way to go. And like I said, I keep reiterating this. It's incredibly fun to drive. I've talked enough. Let me get back to my 1 week old self, showing you the outside of the car some more. Pretty nice vehicle. Lots of options. And this is actually, they call it the signature trim. So I think it's about $33,000, $34,000 with the options you see here. And if you want to buy this particular vehicle, it's sitting out in front of the local Mini dealership in Merriam, Kansas. So head on over to Barron Mini, and they'll be happy to help you out. So just for color comparison, there's a giant traffic cone. There's the Solaris Orange Mini. I am the Miniac, and as always, the journey continues. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Oops. Well, that Prius shouldn't have been in the lane that ended. It's always a Prius. Everywhere I go, it's always a Prius. They just love to get in your way.